see one of those drawers on this side?
Towards us, coming towards us.
All on the three on the end? Let's see. Oh.
Okay. You ready?
Welcome everybody to Tuesday Night Chat.
Come on in, come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
So I'm situated here. I think I better just leave that alone. That's what I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Give everybody a minute to come into the chat.
I'm at home raising 2 boys while my husband works in 2.
There we go.
Okay, you coming in?
They are coming into the chat. Welcome everybody to Tuesday Night Chat.
Yes, come
I'm
on in,
gonna
y'all.
Go ahead and quickly greet everybody so we can move swiftly into our topic, because it's a very serious topic and it kind of goes hand in hand still with what we have been discussing in Tuesday Night Chat over the
Yes.
last several weeks,
Yes.
right?
Yes, it has.
So I'm gonna be honest, when God puts something on our hearts to do, that's what we do.
Yeah.
And that's why we have really been kind of going really hard with this topic over the last few weeks for Tuesday Night Chat, because it's a very important topic. And so I want to greet everybody that's coming in, but we're going to dive right into it. We're not going to spend a lot of time on greetings tonight like I try to do. We're just going to dive right in. So I see Pam is in the house from California. Amazing Grace is in the
Okay.
house.
Okay.
Maria Morrison, El Dog. Hey, how you doing? I think I spoke to her. Coach Central, good evening and thanks for all the tips and insight over the years. You are very welcome. Welcome in Jerry Lumar Jr.
Come on
Welcome
in.
to
Come on
Tuesday
in.
Night Chat.
Here we
Hi
go.
Merritt. Good evening from New York.
Okay, okay.
Dear family, all praises due. Brother H, Mrs. Hart, and the YouTube family.
All right.
Hey GWH, welcome to Tuesday Night Chat. I hope everyone is doing well. And remember, as you come into the chat, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button.
Thumb it up, y'all.
This is definitely a message that we want to get out to everybody.
Yes.
So whatever your social media platforms are, please consider sharing this with everyone. Hi Cindy's World from Texas. Ginger. Is it Fussell or Fusel? I hope I'm saying that right. But welcome into Tuesday Night Chat.
Yes.
Hi y'all's daughter from Philly. Good to see you again. Country Hustle, good to see you in Tuesday Night Chat.
All right.
All right, you all. So I know that people are still coming in the room and everybody's still going to be sending their greetings. So I'm just going to go ahead and just say greetings, peace, and blessings, and welcome to everybody to Tuesday Night Chat.
Yes.
So you saw the title of the video. I am not a survivalist.
Yes. That's what the title is. I am not a survivalist. You know, it's a prime example on what we've been talking about. You know, when it do happens, when disaster comes unexpectedly, you know, you have no idea what to do, because you never even thought about, you know, storing up food for at least, what, 3 days we started out?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, because now, and hopefully you all have, we're just kind of continuing. Hopefully you all have been following us over the last few Tuesday nights. Thank you, Jerry Lynn, for the super chat. We sure do appreciate that so
Thank
much.
you.
I said Jerry Lynn, Jerry Lumar Jr. I don't know why I said
Jerry
Jerry
Lumar
Lynn.
Jr.
I know a Jerry Lynn. That's why.
Okay.
It just rolled off the tongue.
But
Thank you so much for that super chat, and we certainly appreciate you. Thank you so
Mr.
very
Lumar,
much.
thank
you
you.
so much. Listening while dropping seeds. All right, so you all, with this title of the video, now I'm gonna tell you where this inspiration for this title and video came from.
Yes.
So you all have been following the situation in Gary, Indiana,
Yeah.
where they are now 12 days no power, right? 12 days. And
It's a
if
long
you
time.
remember, we talked about FEMA and their recommendation saying you need to have a 3-day supply of food, a 3-day supply of water.
Yeah.
And we have never agreed with that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We have, I don't care how far back you go in our videos, we've never ever agreed with that. But we do give you the minimum recommendation from FEMA.
Yeah.
We have done that, but we've never agreed with that. In fact, we talked about last week how it was the water, right? The recommendation for 1 gallon per person per day.
Yeah.
For at least 72 hours, and we said, no, you can scratch that, throw that out the window. You need to be more looking closer to 5 gallons of water per person per day, minimum, right? So there was a woman who did an interview on ABC. They interviewed her, and she was talking about the situation that she is in right now in Gary, Indiana.
Yes.
And no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes, and she considered herself not to be a survivalist, but you don't have to be a survivalist to be able to survive 10 days, really 30 days without food and water. It's all about preparedness.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
And also, when you look at it, you're going to need more water than food.
Yeah.
You need food and water, but water is way more important.
Right.
Like Mrs. H was saying, 1 gallon per person per day.
It's not gonna cut it.
Think about it. They've been stuck how many days?
12 days. 12 days.
12 days. That's a long time.
12 days, no power. Now, I'm not gonna even get into the fact of what I'm very disturbed about, because I know that when power goes out in a lot of places, you see utility trucks rolling from all parts of other states, other cities. You see them rolling in. I mean, hundreds of them coming in to help get the power back on.
Yeah.
But Gary, Indiana, they're not rolling trucks like that in Gary, Indiana.
They're not rolling
So
them.
it's like they're saying we could care less about the people in Gary, or poor people, period.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
point blank, period.
The same thing happened in was it Tennessee?
Yes.
North Carolina.
Tennessee and North Carolina.
Yeah, you know, and we seen that when poor people, you know, just be stuck for a long period of time.
You
without
don't have a certain zip
power.
code, right?
Yeah. Because you know, in certain zip codes, you'll see these trucks staged at a Walmart parking lot.
Up, right.
They be stacked up ready to go like a moving army, right?
Right.
But when it comes to the poor people, hey, you seem like they just gonna just wait. You know?
Gary has been waiting 12 days.
12
And the
days.
mayor has been, I'm going to say, just about begging to get more assistance with getting the power back on. They need help from other cities. They need help from neighboring states, if possible, to get all those people back with their power on, because we're not going to talk about how hot it is. You know it's hot.
Oh, man.
But the thing that stuck out to me the most when she said, I'm not a survivalist. She said, I don't have power, I don't have water, and I'm running out of food.
Yeah.
Right? So that means whatever canned goods she may have been able to purchase from the store, think about how many people are running to the store to get those same canned goods that she's trying to get.
Yeah.
And so it's a struggle for the supermarkets, and we just talked about this.
Yeah.
It's a struggle for the supermarkets to try to keep up with that.
Yeah, and also, you know, supermarkets only have a 30-day supply of goods that's in their back warehouse because they rely on trucks to come every day to keep filling the shelves up.
Yeah.
So really, it's not that much food for the whole community. If everybody was like out of food, everybody going to the store trying to get food, it's really just 30 days of shelf life.
Yeah.
Depending
on what it is.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you, like, if you're buying canned goods last for years, regardless of the best by date.
Yeah.
They will last for years. But in a situation like this where they had flooding and all of that, you know, some things are out of your control. But if you are in that situation, like Ms. H said, you don't need to be a survivalist, quote, to survive.
Yeah.
Right? I think basically what she was trying to say is that I'm not a prepper, right? And for some reason, preppers have a negative tone attached to them,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So people don't even like to use the word prepper,
Yeah.
right? Because it has such a negative energy because of how people have portrayed people that just choose to be prepared.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
they consider those people not mentally well.
right.
You know, try to separate them from
People
the normal
in society,
person.
right?
But really, those people are really organized,
Right.
for like surviving for a long period of time in case the grid go down. You know?
In case you have a flash flood.
Yeah.
Right?
In
In case you can't get no water.
Yeah.
In case you can't get no food. Right?
And then you think about it, it was another young lady. She was driving, so she shuts her headlights off to show how dark it was. And just imagine, it was like pitch black, like outer space type of darkness.
Eerie,
you know,
like.
You know, like
Yeah.
it was so dark to where
Eerie.
you couldn't see nothing in front of you.
Eerie.
Just imagine, yeah. And so you can't defend yourself when it's just like total darkness. You don't know what's in front of you.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that's very important is lighting.
Yeah.
You know, emergency flashlights, solar lights,
Yeah.
you know, something to be able to see what's in front of you,
That's true.
you know?
That's true.
'Cause
But,
you know-
and I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you something. You know, the more I think about that, I got news for you, right? I got news for you. If you remember Big Mama and Muddeer or Grammy or whoever you had
Yeah,
growing up, if you remember, you may as well consider them preppers.
you're right.
Because they always had stores of food. You never went to Big Mama's house or Muddeer's house and you didn't see a bucket of flour, a bucket of cornmeal, or a bucket of grits, or whatever the case may be. You
Yeah.
always saw food stored, right?
Yeah.
Canned goods everywhere. And a lot of our Big Mamas even had gardens in the backyard.
Yeah, yeah.
So if truth be told, I guess you could say they were preppers, but they didn't call it being preppers back then. It was just common sense
yeah,
to
yeah.
have a little something put away just in case, right?
Yeah.
So it was just common sense for
Yeah.
Big Mama and them.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, they pantry stayed full, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
You know, and they kept non-perishable goods. That was just like one of the things that
Right.
old school people did.
Right.
And they had ways of cooking, you know, without, you know, gas, you know, those old stoves, those wooden stoves and stuff like that. You know, I think we just need to take a page out of Big Mama.
We got to take a page out of their book and amplify it.
Yeah, and Big Papa book, you
That's
know.
right,
Because
that's
Big Papa
right.
would go fishing, and, you know, they had ways to get in meat, you know.
Right, right.
You know, that's not really, I wouldn't consider this being a prepper. That's just like the way how the old school people did
Right.
things.
Common sense.
Yes.
Right. Common sense, you know. So I'm going to be honest. You all, we really have to start thinking long term.
Yes.
And I'm not saying FEMA doesn't have people's best interests. That's not what I'm saying. but I'm saying their recommendations need to change.
Yes.
Because if you follow those recommendations, you're gonna pay a price if you find yourself in a situation like the lady in Gary, Indiana, when she was smiling through it,
Yeah.
but you can literally see it all over her that she was stressed
Yeah.
and she was worried and she was beginning to panic,
Yeah.
and so I can literally see that all over her, even behind her smile.
Yeah.
She was just trying to keep it together for the interview. But we can't find ourselves in a situation where we have to be so dependent upon others,
Yeah.
right? Or FEMA or Red Cross or whoever. They may have the best of intentions, okay? A lot of these people are boots on the ground and they try to come in and they try to do their part. A lot of people go through and they have CERT training, which is that community emergency response team or unit or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people have CERT training. And so these people are actually boots on the ground trying to come in and help. But it's only so much that they can do with the resources they have. And when you're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of people,
Yeah.
they don't have the resources for that.
They don't. And then you think about all the things that you need that we talked about it, what we take for granted. We named, like water, light, really just stuff that we take for granted, toothpaste, washing.
All those basic things.
Yourself, cleaning yourself,
Yeah,
all the things that we just take for granted. And those people don't have none of that
that's true.
in 12 days.
That's so true.
So, I think it's about time that help should be arriving,
Yep.
because it hadn't made national news until, a couple of days ago,
Well, they've been talking about it, but I don't think they've been pushing it as hard.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think you probably hear more about it from people on social media more
Yeah.
than mainstream news, right? Because it's just been blowing up all over social media. People are really talking about it, and some people are trying to get together with others to see how they can, help their neighbors.
Yeah.
And the one thing I will say, and I don't know who told me this a long time ago, but somebody told me this a long time ago. They said to me, the best kind of neighbor you can be is a prepared one.
Yeah.
That's the best kind of neighbor you can be, right? Because if each neighbor is prepared, each neighbor is not, like I said, you don't have to be considering yourself a prepper, but each neighbor just being prepared, that means that you are one less person that FEMA has to worry about, that your neighbors have to be concerned about, or that, other emergency services have to be concerned about, because you are taking care of yourself and your family.
Yeah, excuse me. Yes. And also, if this situation don't change, you think the people will have to relocate? Because if it doesn't
I
change,
would have been out of there.
Yeah, a lot of people just gonna have to relocate and just move the best way they can, because
At least temporarily.
because this storm really did some damage. I mean, the trees are huge.
Yeah.
Huge trees.
I would definitely have been gone after that many days, no resources.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a standpoint where you have nothing.
Yeah.
You coming home, it's dark every day, you don't have any food, you don't have any water, how are you taking a bath? How are you eating? What are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have anything, then I would think, I personally, if I was in her situation and I was able to, then I think I would have probably been gone by now.
Yeah.
But a lot of people
They can't afford to just pick
just
up and
can't
leave.
afford to go. If
Yeah.
they could, probably a lot of them would have already.
Yeah.
So you all, that is definitely something that we have to be concerned about, and something that we need to start encouraging our neighbors and our family and our friends. You know, we always say you don't have to be rude, you don't have to be disrespectful, you don't have to try to jam something down somebody's throat. You know, you can just give those gentle reminders, right? To just say, hey, do you have such and such? Hey, have you thought about doing this or doing that? Have you added an extra gallon or two of water this week? You know, just giving those gentle reminders to kind of keep it on a person's mind.
Yeah.
Because, you know, whether we like it or not, not everybody thinks the same.
No.
You know, that's the last thing. Just like me going to the beauty salon, getting my nails done is the last thing on my mind. That is the last thing on some people's mind when it comes to adding extra food, adding extra water. Hence the lady in Gary, Indiana, who says, I have nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And, you know, at least it'll buy them a lot more time, just in case, you know, say for instance, the trucks do come like 30 days. You know, at least you still be comfortable with enough food, enough water.
Yeah.
You know, at least it's not wintertime, but
Right.
but the heat though. You know, just imagine how hot it is without, you know, electricity. And you know, that's another thing, like
Yep.
being outside, because you can't stay in the house when it's really, really hot like that.
No.
So those people are really going through it.
Yeah.
They're really going through it, you know.
And see, I remember growing up, you know, we didn't have air conditioning.
No, we didn't.
We didn't have air. It
We
was
had
hot.
fans, yeah.
We had fans, you know, but during the day it was very hot, right?
Yeah.
But
It's a different kind of heat now.
Yeah, we just dealt with it then.
Yeah.
But this heat now is, I don't remember it being like this. So trying to be in a house, in a hot box, basically,
Yeah.
with no circulation, especially all day or all night or whatever the case may be. It's pitch black, so you might be afraid to leave your windows up because you don't know if there's some predator roaming around. You know, you don't know.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people do not carry any kind of, you know, they don't have EDCs. You know, some people just have baseball bats or whatever kitchen cutlery. I would
Yeah.
say it that way.
Protect themselves the best way they can, you know.
Right, right.
And it's sad that, you know, these trucks, these electric trucks that fix the electricity is not even coming, you know. Man, that's really sad, you know.
Yeah.
You know, they need power so they can just get their lives back on track. And not to mention that children are in school. What are they doing about trying to stay in school, you know?
I don't even know if the children in that area are in school, but if there are schools in the area, I can't imagine them being open right now if they still don't have power. So now that part, I'm not really sure about what's happening in that situation.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is why we say, really and truly, start now. If you are watching our video right now and you have never considered, I know we have a lot of people in our chat right now who could teach you a thing or two about emergency preparedness. And if you are afraid of the word prepper because it sounds like the boogeyman, then you don't have to use that word, okay? You don't have to use that word. But I will say this, you need to start right now. Wherever you are, you don't have to run out and spend a ton of money. That's not what we're saying. You don't have to run out and spend a ton of money buying all this stuff all at one time. You know, in fact, I was having a conversation recently, and I was talking about how do you eat a cake? You eat a cake one slice at a time, right?
One slice at a time.
You don't try to guzzle down the whole thing. So it's the same way with emergency preparedness. If that makes you more comfortable, then let's say emergency preparedness. So if that makes you more comfortable, then consider yourself a person that just wants to be prepared for emergencies and start purchasing a little bit of food at a time. You know, you can go and buy an extra canned good or two and put those away. Make sure you're not putting them in your regular cabinet where you're gonna reach for it and grab it and cook it. If you gotta put it in a box and put it under the bed,
Yeah.
then do that.
Mhm.
But just start somewhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you'll be surprised what you can buy for $40 from the store. And yes, I'm gonna go to the old tried and true beans and rice, right?
Yes.
Now, the flip side of that, if I don't have any power, how am I gonna cook that? I would not waste energy cooking dry beans, because dry beans take an hour to 2 hours to cook, right?
Mhm.
So that takes us to food preservation. And I'm gonna always advocate that, right? Somebody told me the other day, because I always have my little shirt that says canning queen, they said, no, you got that wrong. You are a canning goddess, not a canning queen. You are a canning goddess, because you taught me things that I didn't even know were possible.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that that's the things that I do. I'm literally sharing with you all what I do here, right?
Yeah.
And that's just me thinking outside the box. So if I'm doing something in the kitchen and I'm canning and preserving and it's helping you, then please help somebody else. Encourage somebody else. Start preserving your food.
Mhm.
Because in a situation like what that beautiful lady is in, and so many others like her that are suffering and struggling right now, just imagine not having to worry about what you're going to eat.
Mhm.
Because all you have to do is pop a lid on a jar. You might not want to warm it up because you might not have the resources to warm it up, right? But if you open up a jar, you don't necessarily need to.
Yeah. Yeah. But see, if you like, I guess you can say a person that stay in the country, whatever. If your husband or your boyfriend has a chainsaw, he can cut those trees down. Build him a little rocket stove and build a little small
Make a little fire.
where you can build your own stove out
Yeah.
of brick,
Yeah.
you know, and you can get a pot.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen before during a hurricane, and put it on top, and you can just make your own stove, have your own griddle. You know, you have all these things already set up for the making of a stove if you just really into it.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that, you know, you and your husband can do if you can find like minds or a group of people, you know, because this experience in Gary, Indiana could teach people or show people, you know, what they need to do to get more prepared when these things happen, because
Right.
these storms are going to keep getting stronger and stronger, you know, and we got to look into these things. We got to look at face the elephant in the room.
Yep.
You know, we got to go hard in the paint, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, because they say El Nino is getting stronger and stronger. 2027 is going to be even a stronger season, even warmer.
Heat. Yeah.
More heat, more stronger
Yeah.
storms.
They're saying the heat is going to be more intense in 2027.
Yes. So if you got
Yeah.
a family, y'all look at these channels like this. Lead Farmer. You can look at Homestead Heart. There's plenty more channels out here
So many.
to get y'all ready for this situation.
So many.
Where your family don't have to suffer. You know, we don't
Right.
have to go through all of this.
Right. There's
And-
so many people
Yes.
that can help you.
And it's not hard.
Yeah.
It's just being in this community will show you how to prepare.
Yeah.
Mrs. H can show you how to can.
Yes.
You know, you can get a chainsaw, learn how to cut these trees down if it's over your car or whatever, and you can cut it down to make you a fire and build you a stove. You know, even grill, put some on the grill. Don't let all your food just go bad. You know, it's so many different ways that we can make it.
Right.
As the neighborhood would say, hustle. You know, you just got to look at the right channels, and people have so many brilliant ideas on this channel and other channels like this.
Yeah.
You know, because it's thousands of people that's in Gary, Indiana, that's suffering, that wouldn't be suffering if they tune in to channels like these.
Yeah. And
know?
then actually take the advice, right?
Yes.
Because some people watch for entertainment purposes, but actually taking it to heart is different.
Yeah.
So if you are watching channels that are encouraging you to store food, store water, prepare for power outages and things like that, if you're watching people that's trying to encourage you to do that, then really start taking it to heart and take it into consideration, because the truth is you really have nothing to lose by
Nothing.
having extra water on hand or extra food on hand. It's not a waste of money, and it's not a waste of time, because I guarantee you at least one time in your life you are going to experience a situation that would have you to say, wow, I'm so glad I had extra water, or wow, I'm glad that I have a lantern. And I mean, around my home right now I have decorations, but they have a purpose.
Yeah.
Right? I have lights right here. I mean, they're beautiful to look at, but there's a remote that goes with those little flickers right there. So if the power goes out, I don't have to run and try to find something to give me some light. I can just hit a button and that will come on and give me enough light until I get the kind of light that I really want in here.
Yeah.
Right? I have lanterns all over the place. They look good in here. They just not some raggedy lanterns, you know what I mean? But they serve a purpose in the decor of my home, right?
Yes, yes.
And so taking those things into consideration, how are you going to have lights? How are you going to have water? What are you going? I know Led been talking about for the last several days. He's really been going hard on this solar, trying to encourage everybody to look. You need solar power.
Yes.
And I totally agree.
Me too.
So whether it's just a power bank to kind of help you, if you got a CPAP machine, if you got a little refrigerator that maybe you may be diabetic and you have to keep insulin or something like that in, all of these things can be powered with just a little solar power generator to keep those things cool, right? Or to run your CPAP machine while you're resting at night, because these are serious issues. Imagine how many people in Indiana right now have serious medical conditions.
Yeah.
And no power.
Yeah. And like I said, I just got to keep running this through this channel about water, not taking it for granted. It's very important. It seems so uninteresting to store up water. Like, oh, what I'm doing this for,
Right.
I can always get water, but in the crunch time, in a situation where you like 4 or 5 days in, when that water get to going away to where you're like at your last drop of water, man, I'm telling you, you would get fatigued without water.
Yeah.
So, remember these things though. You have certain type of containers that you can get
Yeah.
for the water. Make sure you get the right containers and find out the right way how to store it, because that's really important. Going on day 11, day 12, I'm pretty sure most people are out of water by now.
Yep.
They are out of water.
Yep.
And then when you run out of water, you get headaches, you get fatigue, because your brain need water to
That's right.
stay.
To function.
Yes. So,
And then if you're in that situation and you got a lot of food in your freezer, you will not be able to can all of that food fast enough.
no, you can't.
Depending on how much food you got, you can't can it fast enough.
And if you cook it, you can't eat it fast enough.
You can't eat it all.
Yeah. So,
Now, I remember when I was growing up, my grandparents had a well in the backyard, not like what we have now, where you just turn the faucet on and there's an electric pump down in the well that pumps the water up, takes it through the piping and brings it right into the house. No, the well that my grandparents had, and I'll never forget it, it had a big, triangle thing over the top of it, and there was a wheel, right? I think it was 2 of them with a rope, and there was a bucket on the end of the rope, but there was also a big piece of board that he had sitting over the top of the well, and the bucket, I think, sat on top of that board. And when they needed water, they would have to go out move the board. The board was there to keep things from falling in it, like rodents and things of that nature. But then you just drop the bucket down into the well, and when it fills up, and then, I mean, I can still see my mother right now as a little girl, because I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. So I remember seeing my mother right now doing this, pulling that bucket up from the well, right? I can still see my grandma doing that. And it was her parents. So these were my great grandparents.
Yeah.
So I remember them doing this, and that's where the water came from. So did they ever have a day where they didn't have water? Never. Wood stove was in the house. That was their heat, and it was their source of cooking. So could they ever not cook food, or could they ever never not be warm in the winter? All them trees? Never, right?
Wow.
And so that was their fuel. The wood was their fuel. But also, they had lanterns. They didn't have electricity in the house. They had them really big, funny shaped lanterns. And that's what they used in their house at night. I remember all of this. So did they ever have a day where they couldn't see in the house? Never.
Wow.
Never.
And see, that's real independence right there.
Yeah.
To where you can just make it just like that.
Yeah.
You don't need no outside energy source to keep you comfortable, because you're in tune with what you've been doing for the last, I guess, all your life if you lived back then.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And to be honest with you, those were the easiest times. You know, it came with some work, but my goodness, you didn't have to worry about paying an electric bill.
Yeah.
You didn't have to worry about paying a water bill or heating bill, right?
Yeah.
You never had to worry about those things.
Yeah.
And so they probably had probably a lot more work then, but a whole lot less stress. Because, you know, our utility bill right now is knocking on $400 because of the summer heat. It's been that hot, you know, but they didn't have air conditioning back then.
Yeah.
So anyway, you all, we just really wanted to bring that to you all's attention, that if you are new, please consider start now.
Yeah.
You know, you need food, you need water, and you need to be able to see.
Yeah.
And if you need some power, then there are solar options available. Mr. H is always talking about, he does not let me touch his little solar stuff.
Because I already know it's going to come down on me.
Yeah.
When you want to have light, it's going to come down on me. I can't see. And, you know, it's all on me. So I got to make sure I protect that, you know, because I already know it's going to get more expensive.
Yeah.
And see, we realize that we can't take these things for granted.
Right.
You know, everyday things that we used to just doing.
Right.
Like the first thing when you wake up in the morning, what do? You brush your teeth.
Turn that light on.
Yeah, turn that light on. There you go.
You turn that light on.
And then you're going to need water, to brush your teeth.
Yep.
And then you want some coffee, you're going to need what? Water.
Water.
Yeah. And so when you get ready to cook, you're going to need water if you want to boil those sausages or whatever you got.
Yep.
You know, and so these things are very important. So we cannot take things like that for granted. We just need to have that mindset to tune in to these channels and learn how to be prepared.
That's right.
That's the word, Mrs. H?
Prepared.
Being prepared.
Being prepared. And like I said, if you're uncomfortable with the word prepper, then that's fine. You know, it's not about that, really.
Yeah.
It's about preparing yourselves for situations that are out of your control.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be a job loss even, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be flash flood. It could be a job loss. It could be somebody sick and has to take time off and you can't cook. I can't tell you how I love the fact that if I'm not feeling well and Mr. H is at work, I can go in there and open up my chicken noodle soup and just warm it up, right? And so having things like that on hand, to me, it just makes sense.
Security, you know?
Yeah.
Comfortable.
Yeah, and
You know?
and I love what Cindy is saying here, economic preparedness. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful
Economic
way to look
preparedness.
at it.
I like that.
That's a beautiful way to look at it, you know.
Yeah.
But however you choose to look at it, the goal here is just to start preparing yourself, your home, and your family. Look, if you are in Gary, Indiana, I don't think you're watching this tonight, but maybe at some point you might see this. The worst thing is to look into the faces of your children and know that you cannot feed them. Know that you cannot take care of their basic needs.
Wow.
That to me is pure pain.
It is.
Right? So you protect yourself from that by making sure you are prepared. Have food, have water for your children, have little card games that they can play, you know, in the daytime, because we're not burning flashlights for nothing at night, right?
Yeah.
If we don't have power. So during the day, to keep them entertained, have little board games, little card games, you know, something like that. And I'm going to tell you now, even though I'm not a... Who said that? Vacuum seal. Oh, okay. No, I misread. But anyway, even though I'm not a big candy eater, I have Jolly Ranchers in my jar that I have vacuum sealed, right? And those Jolly Ranchers, as long as there's no air in that jar, that same bag of Jolly Ranchers that I bought 4 years ago is the same Jolly Ranchers that's still in there in the jar right now.
Yeah.
Because that's not something that they just go in and just, you know, you eat whenever. But every now and then, I will let my grandchildren do a taste test and see if they still tasting good, and they taste great, right? And so you'll be surprised at having little candies, or, you know, those little old hard candies that grandma used to have on her counter, or your mom used to have on her table all the time. Those things, when you put them in a jar and vacuum seal it, you can even drop in an oxygen absorber, they store very, very well.
Yes.
And they do provide a level of comfort in a stressful situation. So you all think about these things, okay?
Yes.
Please think about these things.
Yes. So, you know, Gary and Ada, you know,
we praying for y'all.
We praying for y'all, and we hope, you know, help come real soon.
Yeah.
You know, because we can't imagine going on it's going on day 13 or whatever, 13 or 14. But
day 12.
Day 12. Okay, so hopefully they got some trucks in there by tonight or tomorrow. Hopefully.
Yeah, 2%. Jolly Ranchers are forever. They last forever. But y'all, we're not going to keep you all. We really just wanted to come on and just let you know you don't have to be a survivalist to want to survive. You don't have to be a survivalist to be prepared for situations that arise that are out of your control. And I do pray that Gary is being restored tonight. Thank you for saying that. I pray that they are being restored tonight, because this has been a long road. And I'm going to tell you something else that we need to also consider. Some of the best people in the world can become some of the worst people in the world when you take power and basic resources from them for an extended period of time, right? People can become mean, they can become cruel, they can become thieves, right? A person who has never stolen anything a day in their life, if they needed water and they couldn't get it from any, you don't think if they could steal it from the neighborhood store or Walmart or wherever, you don't think they're going to try it? If they are thirsty, they don't have any money, power's out, they don't have anything, they don't have running water. People, look, the law of what? Self-preservation. You're gonna try your best to preserve life. So instead of putting yourself in that situation, you need to start right now. Look, you work while it's day. You understand what I'm saying to you? You work while the day is cool. Meaning when things are calm, that's when you work the hardest. So that when the night comes, when the darkness comes, or when the trouble comes, you don't have to work. You just have to sit and wait until the joy comes in the morning, right?
That's it.
So you all, that's gonna do it for tonight's chat. You got anything else?
That's it. Prayers is out to the people in Gary, Indiana. Hopefully tonight trucks will be out. This is just a lesson learned. we're gonna, pray that everything works out. We love y'all, and
Yeah.
thank y'all for joining us at Homestead Heart.
Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Y'all pray for your neighbors. And again, encourage your neighbors to be a prepared neighbor.
Yes.
Because those do make the best neighbors.
Yes,
right?
they do.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful evening. And y'all, the New Orleans Gardener is on live right now.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and we're going to head on over to the New Orleans Gardener because we're going to hear what Aunt Linda has to say tonight. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. And we'll see y'all in the next video. And remember, prepare as best you can and grow your groceries.
Peace, y'all. Yes, y'all. Peace.